hold on. Putting lotion on. It came on real quick. Real quick. So, I'll let people jump on real quick. I actually have to grab paper towels. Hi. Hi. Going downstairs just for a minute. What are you doing? What do you have, notifications on your phone? What do you have, notifications on your phone? Oh, it's so smart. Okay. So, I finished up with you guys. Hey. And then there was just like chaos. All my mom's friends came like flooding in, which I think is great, okay? I do have to drive everybody home though, which is fine. They're all like buzzed. One's like, hey, Cora, can you read my tarot cards? I'm like, no. Too close to family, too close to home. The other one's like, would you really give me a ride home? Blah, blah, blah. I've known you for 40-something years. Of course, I'm going to give you a ride home. But my mom really needs this. You know, it's Christmas. She misses her family. Lots going on. Karma, right? So I think it's great that they're all up there shooting the shit and taking shots. It's great. As soon as I checked like my phone, another friend had texted, so-and-so relapsed. Okay. Not so great. Then it was another message from that, and then something with the kids. My hands are stinging. So it's going to be chaos, guys. Karma is wrapping up, okay? So just keep it together. And no, not crazy about driving, you know, other people home, but it's not the end of the world. So it's like sometimes, you know, it's okay to go out of your way to do things for other people, knowing that other people deserve to be happy too, and other people, I don't know, it's like, I don't really know how to explain it. Never mind that, it's like not a big deal that I gotta drive ladies home at all. I'm so glad they're all having a blast, okay? They all, you know, they don't do this as much as they should, you know? And I can't avoid everything that's going on in the relapse and all this stuff. And it's not even really happening in my life, but it's still part of my life because it's part of my friend's life. And it's not extra drama. It's not stuff that can just be dismissed. So just be careful on I don't really know how to explain it, but I think shit's just going to hit the fan all of a sudden, and you got to do the best you can to get a grip on it, if that makes sense, as much as you can. And if your friends need you, or they want to stay out a little longer, or you actually have a partner and, you know, he stays out a little longer, or he's like, oh, you know, I can't come home because I've been drinking. Do you want to grab me, or can I spend the night? And you're like, blah, blah, blah. Just go and pick him up. Get what I'm saying? It's like little extra things. Because right now I know the 3 of them upstairs, they need that. Actually, the 4 of them, they need it, you know? So it just more or less looks like a drag because it's like all this stuff. I got great friends. They don't cause drama, you know, but there's always going to be those karmic situations and people that don't want to heal this, and, you know, all this addiction that's going on. There's going to be a ton of relapses, guys. This is why I'm so careful with even on the board. There's a chance that you can decide to settle instead of let go, because you don't want to have the strength to push through and deal with the consequences and outcomes. So, you know, if I can give you any advice, at the end of the day, do what's best for you. If you know you're in a situation and you're not happy, you gotta suck up the pain, because you're in a situation that is causing so much pain. So, if your friends need you, be there for your friends. I wouldn't involve yourself in drama. And the holidays is right around the corner, right? So I think everyone's experienced a lot of little things and not just one thing. So try not to let it get the best of you. And if you kind of need to go out of your way a little bit, I hope there's other people around that kind of understand. So you kind of got to be understanding too. We don't know how it's going to hit everybody. But I know with the karmic wrap-ups, I know there's going to be a lot of relapses. I know there's going to be a lot of family shit. A lot of stuff going on with friends. A lot of stuff going on with work. Cars. And I'm thinking health-wise, is it Mars and Venus right now? I think Mars rules the teeth, so there might be some teeth issues in the next 3 weeks. Venus is everything, so it's probably stuff with your body. I actually got good news back today regarding my health, which was shocking. Shocked. Not shocked, but like surprised. Like my pap smears always come back atypical. You know, things like that. Like this time it's clear. You know, things like that. Like HPV, that's negative. You know, a lot of other things that they tested for when I had that surgery over the summer, that's negative, right? So, I mean, it's great news. Totally didn't expect it, you know? I was like, wow, okay. Like, wow. Even the nurse was like, oh my God, that's great, right, Courtney? And blah, blah, blah. She's known me forever. I was like, yeah, I don't even know what to say. You know, like, wow, okay, it's great. But there's other stuff too, like with the digestion right now. But I think that has a lot to do with stress more than anything, now that I think about it. Just trying to think astrologically right now. Cassie. I can't even read those. I feel like weight is going to come off a little easier, believe it or not. There's a transit that's happening right now too, if you stick to it. But there's something with the digestive system, and I think it has to do with stress. But that could lead to a lot of other things, you know. simple over-the-counter home remedy detoxes can help with that too. Karma's karma, guys, and you can't avoid it. And if you can get together with your friends or family, whoever's important to you, people that are in your corner, enjoy that. I know, like I said, the 4 of them right now, not crazy, I gotta drive people home, but not the end of the world. But I do know the 4 of them with multiple things that are going on in areas in their life that are just unavoidable. So they all deserve to go up there and, drink some shots. And it's around the holidays too, right? Stressful. And then that one, and then the relapse. That sucks. It's just tough. Kids are involved. Just do your best to hang in there. Be supportive when you can be supportive. You might want to try to be a little more sensitive to other people. But you gotta know your boundaries too, guys, because you don't want to step into something karmic either. You putting yourself in the middle of a situation can become very karmic very quick. So you gotta be careful there too. I know there's stuff going on at work too. There's lots of different transits going on. I know Venus is definitely retrograde. That's in Capricorn. But that's more about finances. Things that weren't dealt with before that needed to be dealt with. When it goes direct, it'll be a lot smoother. But it's shit that you avoided, But you can't avoid this. What's going down right now astrologically cannot be avoided. It can't. And I can see every side of the situation when it comes to some stuff. And I do feel like there needs to be a little bit more leeway when it comes to, I wouldn't say leeway. Because when you see bad habits getting constantly repeated and repeated and repeated, it depends on what type of leeway. Like me driving everybody home. That's, giving a little leeway. Because I know they all deserve to hang out and do that. And they're being safe and that type of stuff. You know what I mean? When it comes to something extremely karmic that you're absolutely hands down supposed to be ending, there's no leeway. Stop giving leeway. That's where more boundaries need to be set. Right? So it really depends on your situation. And trust me, you're going to start seeing this with other people. Co-workers. I know it's going to start to affect the kids, but I don't... It depends, because some of it's generational. You know what I mean? But there is happier times, guys. Like, let the shit crash that needs to crash. Don't be sweeping things under the rug. Don't avoid things. Don't act like things aren't happening. I got family members doing the same thing right now. Fucking la la land with certain shit. And it's like, stop. So no matter how old you are, this is going to affect you. It's astrological right now. So again, a little more leeway with certain things, less leeway with other things. It's going to be hard to let your guard down, but I think it's important to let your guard down too. I think there's sentimental energy going on too. But don't forget about, if you get sentimental, don't forget about all the wrongs that were done. Don't forget to check yourself in certain situations, because it can turn real quick. You gotta have the strength to do what's best for you at the end of the day. Don't be opening gateways. I had a friend the other day, haven't heard from in a long time, and she was explaining a situation, and I unblocked somebody that was, really unhealthy for her. It was probably a karmic situation. Because, I just missed them, and she's like, I didn't reach out, nothing. Within a day, I think he had texted. And when he texted, it wasn't like, hey, I miss you, I'm glad you unblocked you, but it was instantly like, are you calling me from a burner phone, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, whoa, where did that even come from? That's karmic. It's so unhealthy, right? It's like, why'd you unblock him? You know better. Like, so mentally, it's like the same thing I was talking about earlier when I was sitting over there. Like, the vibes you put out is the intentions that the universe is. They don't know what your intentions are, but they know you're not trying to shut something down when you're feeding a situation, and you're not doing what's best for you. So you're giving the wrong intentions to the universe. So when you do that, you can't clear karma. And when the universe knows that you want more and you deserve more, things is going to start getting a lot uglier and uglier. The only way to start feeling better about certain situations is to face it, accept it, acknowledge it. Have you come first? Do more things for you. And it's tough when it hits the kids. I'm sure it will hit my kids. Certain stuff. And it's like, it's tough. It's feel tough as a parent, But this is not a transit that can be avoided. Believe me. This is not a transit that can be avoided. It's just not a thing. So people are going to, cave to their weaknesses, or they're going to pull through. And I really hope and pray a lot of people pull through. Because I got a lot of important people in my life that are really close to me that I really, really love. And I need them to pull through. So little things, like getting in trouble for, like, even little things. So, and my sister, I just had a conversation with her. And this is an addiction. Court, I spend almost $300 a month on cigarettes, blah, 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 blah. Tommy spends $40 a month on his vape, and I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a different type of vape. This is a different type of chemical. I don't have too many regrets in life. This is one of them. I thought this would help me stop smoking. This is the worst thing I could have ever grabbed in my entire life. I can't stress it enough. I'm like convinced her, do not do it. Do not do it. You will start smoking it in the bathroom. You will start leaving it near your bed. You will start smoking it when you're sitting at the kitchen table and you don't even realize it. When you're in bed, this is the worst thing ever. And she's just like, and I was nailing it in her head, and she's just like, okay. She's like, I just thought it would help me cut down. I said, you know what? I thought the same thing. This is an addiction too. A lot of people like to turn to drugs or liquor or porn or food. This is an addiction too. Okay? Don't fool yourself. Now is not the time to fool yourself. It's time to be strong. Okay? This is definitely a transit that is unavoidable. And if you feel that weakness and you feel sentimental energy, don't unblock someone. And I hate to be the bad guy and say, think about all the wrongs. But think about, you have to though, think about the reasons why you blocked in the first place. This is not the time to be weak. This is the time where energy needs to be reciprocated. And if it's not being reciprocated, do not fall victim. There's going to be people out there that need you that you don't even know need you. So not all the karma is heavy, but you will experience it, whether it's friends, family, heavy, light, mental, emotionally, health-wise. You will experience it. And you have to remember your strengths right now. Because people are praying, they're praying, not praying as, they're praying against your weaknesses. They are taking your weaknesses for granted. And all of my kindness is taken for weakness. That song. 4, 5 seconds from wildin'. So, 3 more days to Friday. I think mentally in my head I'm just bummed right now because I'm thinking about one particular person in my bloodline that I'm extremely worried about mentally, their mental health. And it's scary because we talk about all this karma and addictions and how the weakness is going to overpower the strengths. So it's a lot. So don't sit with it. And me, I can't do it either. All I can do is check in, you know. And with addictions too, it was like I didn't realize how many people struggle with certain stuff. And I mean, I know people struggle with certain stuff, but like a friend, for instance, like they would reach out to her and they'd be like, well, I don't know what to say to him and blah, 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 blah. This is like a bad, like opioid addiction, you know? And I don't want to keep reaching out and being like, are you okay? And blah, 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 and making it worse. And she turns around and she's like, why don't you just say hi? How's your day going? Throw him a meme. Or, hey, you know what? I was just in the car and I thought about this time we were doing this. And remember we were all laughing and blah, 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 blah. You know, and I was like, wow, that's like, you'd think that we would do that. But at the same time, I think a lot of people don't do what she's saying. Because it's like, oh, I don't want to overwhelm him and ask him every day if he's okay. You know what I mean? And it actually made a lot of sense because I've been put in that situation before too. Where it's like, oh, what do you say? Or I don't want to overwhelm somebody. And I was like, holy shit, like it seems like common sense that you would do that. And it's like, but she's also dealt with addiction before too. So she knows a lot about addiction, you know? She'd be a good advocate for that. But I think we forget about those little things, you know? Shoot that person a meme. Or like she said, you know, like, oh shit, remember that time we were in the car and this song came on? You know what I'm saying? Like, shoot the shit. You don't have to start it with, are you okay? How you doing? You're just making it awkward and you're making it so the other person doesn't even want to respond to people anymore because they're so sick of people coming at them left and right to ask them how they're doing. Right? So this is what I'm saying, how a lot of things are going to start coming your way. It's unavoidable. You know, even in the hospital, working in the hospital, that type of stuff, environments, COVID rates are going way up. Sickness, just, it's everywhere. Not COVID itself, I'm just saying, like, and I'm not saying COVID is karma by any means, but I'm just saying, like, you know how many people I see, like, in the hospital and they want to tell me their story, and I wish I did this before I died, and I wish I didn't do this, and it's hard. I'm like, just like, oh, you know, and I gotta go from like bed to bed and try to be polite at the same time. And you know, I love talking to people and helping people, and the stories I hear can even be heavy, you know. But I remember this one woman, she was so skinny, she was dying of cancer, and I won't forget her. She's like, I got one regret in life. She's like, now I can't even eat cake, I can't have candy, I can't hold it down. But her only regret in life was she tried to please her husband, and her husband always wanted a thin wife, you know, like a trophy wife. And so she didn't have treats or desserts or drink liquor, anything that would make her gain weight. And this poor woman that was, almost in her 90s, lived a long life. I just went deaf. A long life being controlled and not doing what makes her happy and not having a bite of cake. She told me stories where she didn't have a birthday cake for years and years and years and years because she knew she would just devour the whole thing. And that's like she's laying on her deathbed telling me her regrets because she kept saying, have cake, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to have a bite of cake for you, So I think she made what started the conversation was something about ice cream. Have some ice cream or something for me. And I don't even like ice cream. Like, I like treats, but that's not the sweets I go after, I'm more of a chocolate person. And then she started it. So it's just little stuff like that with heavy energy and sicknesses, and she's probably going to be heavy energy. So you got to, I'm not saying like trying to figure out how to balance. I think what I'm trying to say is don't forget about you in the end of the day, no matter who you are and what story is yours. If you really take care of you at the end of the day and try to like decompress and focus on what's best and help whoever you can help, and I think you're going to be okay. Like, even if it's not karmic for you, it's still karmic for you. If it's your best friend, it's still karmic for you. You're involving yourself. You're being, just by you being there for a friend is karmic. But Dharma could come from that too. It's how you handle it. So I'm just saying, like, it was just kind of like overwhelming and exhausting. Like, I got off with you, it was refreshing, and then all the ladies walked through the door and this and that, and I'm really not bitching about bringing everybody home. I'm more happy that they're all shooting the shit and taking shots. They don't do stuff like that, and they all deserve it because I know mentally what's going on with each one of those women. So I think that's beautiful, right? So your friends are going to need you too. And then the text messages about the relapse. He was doing so good, just started seeing the kids again. It's heartbreaking on the kids. Mom's flying out from another state again. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And even the story on the board is heartbreaking. But when someone's preying on your weaknesses and you're being taken advantage of, but you feel the need to do it because, situation on the board, you feel good being a provider, but they're preying on you. It's, you know what I'm saying? They're purposely going after your weaknesses and taking advantage of it. Like, that's not cool anymore. You're not getting no love out of that. That was a strong message from your ancestors, and the beautiful heart on the piece of paper ended up being a heart, just things like that. So energy can weigh on you when you're not even completely linked to it. So just stay strong. And be careful. Don't be unblocking anybody either. I've known co-workers from stories I've heard, and then that friend just did it. Why? Because you have a moment of weakness and you miss someone? Please remember why you blocked this energy, and that's not me being an asshole or cold-hearted or cold-blooded. It's at the end of the day, I blocked who I blocked. When I blocked. Because how it made me feel at the end of the day. It didn't feel good. The situation wasn't making me happy. I had to come first. Okay? Regardless if someone finds a way to reach out a different way and they want to talk and truth being told and things can be reciprocated, and willing to work on it. That's another story. But don't just assume because you miss somebody, or is this my energy? Is it somebody else's energy? You gotta stay strong right now. You gotta. And this is my addiction. It's like me being on the board. Oh, that's not me. I don't have an addiction. I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke weed. Blah, 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 blah. It's my addiction. A person can be an addiction. A food can be an addiction. I met a woman the other day. Gorgeous jewelry. QVC. I was dying. I was like, no way. She's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God, I used to watch QVC. Everyone thought I was crazy. I was like, did you have a QVC card? We were dying laughing. She's like, yeah. My husband left me though. She's like, that's how bad it got. She's like, but I still got the jewelry. Like, she was really funny about it. She was like a little hot ticket. But she was addicted to QVC. Shopping. But I was like, man, where did you get that? QVC. I was like, oh, what a fucking find. But guys, I watched QVC. I watched QVC for years, off and on. I loved their jewelry. I only bought a couple things from them. A couple gems. This is like 10 years ago. But late night, Danny would wake up. You watching QVC? It's like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. Watching QVC. I liked it. It was entertaining. I liked it. Yeah, rejection's God protection. Yeah. Yep. Another little thing you learned about Courtney. I for real wanted to be a nun. And I would watch QVC late night. It's a thing. And Maury. Loved Maury. Not Jerry Springer, but Maury. I did watch Jerry Springer here and there. And soap operas. The kids would have, you know, their PBS or whatever in the morning. But 2 o'clock came. One life to live. It was the only soap opera. Well, that's not true. I watched Guiding Light. And that was at 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I watched Montel. He is not the father. Yeah, I loved Maury and Montel. Sure as fuck did. And QVC. And QVC. And PBS late night. I liked PBS too. But I like a lot of time period stuff. You know what I loved on PBS was Antique Roadshow. I loved me some Antique Roadshow. Jane would be like, seriously? Seriously? I think like Around the Horn would be on. Or Pardon the Interruption. You know? And I'd be like, are you really going to change my Antique Roadshow? He's like, oh my God. I love the Antique Roadshow. Anybody else on that bandwagon? Anybody else? I loved Little House on the Prairie. I loved my time period shit, guys. Antique Roadshow was my favorite. My favorite. I used to even watch my mom paint with that guy on PBS. Bob something, maybe? So, yeah, I love the Antique Roadshow. You still watch it? I didn't even know it was still on. That's great. Bob Ross, yeah. Yep. She used to watch him and paint. She'd have an easel. I'd be like, I want to paint. No. It was like her thing. I mean, she let me paint here and there. But God forbid I touched her acrylic paint. She's still into it. It's funny. Her and the ladies up there, they still get together upstairs when the sun shines through the dining room. They're paint. So, see, it's reminiscing. I told you, it's sentimental energy, so be careful. Be careful because people are going to take advantage of that weakness right now. I swear to God. people will take advantage of that weakness. So please be careful, because it's all over the board. So if you got good friends, hang out with your friends. You need to make amends, make amends. If you need to end something, just end it. I loved Anne of Green Gables. I didn't watch the new series, though. But Anne of Green Gables was one of my favorites. I never got into Young and the Restless. I only did Guiding Light. And I only watched One Life to Live because I didn't have a choice. My sister was addicted and would get home from school. Is the first thing she'd put on. And we only had like one TV at the time. So I had no choice. It was always in the background. She always overruled me. She was older. And then eventually I started liking it. And then I ended up watching. And then I watched it to the end. So I was still addicted to it for like 10 years. Because then I got used to it, you know. And then I was a stay-at-home mom. 15, 20 years. Off and on. So first 15 years, solid stay-at-home mom. So I would watch Montel and Maury. And I think when Jade was born, Guiding Light was still, One Life to Live was still on. Or was wrapping up right around that time. And then after that, I really didn't watch anything. Except for like nighttime. I was busy with the kids. I did a lot of stuff with them though. I was lucky though. I was grateful that I had a lot of friends that were stay-at-home moms too. You know what I mean? So a lot of neighbors, good friends, kids grew up with friends. So the Italian guy cooking. Oh, you're talking about Mato Mario or something? I loved him. I don't know if you're referring to him. I loved Mario. I did watch the cooking channel for a long time, too. I'll still watch it here and there, but not like I used to. I used to watch it a lot. I liked Giada De Laurentiis, and then it was Malto Mario or something like that. I watched Emerald here and there. You know who I liked? Ina in the Garden. I think it was Ina in the Garden. She was French, but she was interesting. I always loved how she went out and got like fresh herbs out of her garden, how she made everything fresh. I'm trying to think what other one I liked. I think those were the three. I never really got into like the cooking competitions or anything like that, but I liked the cooking shows. So yeah, actually, so when I had a free time, if the kids were napping or I watched TV, I would watch those. Could have sworn there was somebody else I liked too, but I can't remember. It's all around the same time, like time era. Probably talking like 15 years ago. 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago, yeah. Because I didn't go to work full time until after Caden. Always like waitress here and there, but I didn't go like full time until after Caden. Yeah, I didn't do Bold and the Beautiful or General Hospital. No, I just stuck to One Life to Live. It was already addicting. I did not have time to get addicted to another hour show. There's no way. Besides, by that time, that's like 3 o'clock rolls around. I gotta get the kids ready, gotta start making dinner, picking up the house, just staying on top of shit like that. And if we were outside, I always try to be in like around that time just to get stuff done. And then go back out after dinner. Yeah, I did like the British sitcoms. I liked Archie. What was that one called? Man, me and Danny used to watch that one. The Bunkers, I think. We watched that for a very long time. Meet the Bunkers, something like that, right? Archie Bunker? What's the name of that damn show? We used to sit there and watch that show. All in the Family. Yeah, believe it or not, me and Danny used to watch that together. You think couples would sit down and watch like Married with Children or something? We used to sit down and watch All in the Family. He loved them. It was great. It's funny. Did anybody else? I didn't do Stanford and Sons like that. No. Did anybody else experience what I experienced after the marriage? It was like we used to have like these shows we used to watch together, like Lost or Survivor or certain things. And then after we split, I couldn't even watch them anymore. I don't think I watched a series for like a long time. That happened to anybody else? Like I stopped watching Survivor because it was something we did together. You know what I mean? So like all the stuff we used to watch together, I pretty much stopped watching. Anybody else do that? Not just me? Now that I think about it. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like out of pain or like like I just stopped. Now that I think about it, like no rhyme or reason. I just stopped. I think maybe because it was just something we did together, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't make sense to sit there and reminisce and be like, oh my God, we used to watch this together. Like, no, I'm not that person. I'm a very sensitive person, but I don't listen to music and, oh, I can't believe I don't have it and cry or this, like, or TV shows and like, me and Danny used to watch this. Like, that's not me. I guess I just knew I was a mom of 4 and there just was no time for that bullshit. And I hate to say bullshit, and I am not a cold-hearted fucking person. I just don't have time for that. It just seems needless to me. Why? You know? Maybe it was just my defense mechanism. It just didn't make sense to me to reminisce like that. I'd rather reminisce about like the good times and certain stuff, and there's definitely stuff like I missed, and you know, but I still know people to this day that would do that. I'm like, oh my God, it's like self-torture. How can you ever heal? You know? Honestly, I don't mean to sound like a cold-hearted bitch, but how can you honestly heal if you can sit there and do that? Do not do that. I don't think that's me being cold-hearted or me putting a wall up. That's self-infliction. You know? That's a constant heartbreak. I know plenty of people that have done that. It's like mind-blowing. It's like, what are you doing? It's just self-inflicting pain. I was told TV was evil. Oh, when you were a kid. Mia saying hi.
Grandma found one of our dresses from when we were little. Do you know whose?
I don't think that was one of our dresses. I think it was... Could have been a baby doll's dress.
24-month one. It's not a baby doll. You think that's a baby
Well,
doll?
I mean, all you girls, I put you in Philly dresses like that anyway. So I think it was like on a baby doll or
It's not a baby doll, Mom. It has like a
it was
zipper
something you
and
bought for
everything.
Taya at like a yard sale. Wasn't there something not Taya, the twins? Wasn't there something a long time ago you insisted on buying at like a yard sale and we tried to get the stain out for the longest time? No? I mean, it looks familiar. I mean, that is something I would put you guys in, but
Grandma said it was one of ours.
it was one of yours. Yeah, it would have been
Who are we
any
talking to?
YouTube. It would have been any of you girls. Hold the dress up so they can see it. 24 months. But I mean, you guys used to rock dresses like that all the time, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Well,
I
it's mine,
put you
wanna
guys
keep
in
it.
dresses
You
every
have none
day.
of our baby clothes.
Oh yeah, I do.
Where?
Storage.
Why didn't I ever see them? Thanks, Mom.
Well, you never cared to see them.
I do care. I never thought you had me.
Oh, trust me, I got plenty. I even got baby shoes. I bronzed all year round.
You're driving us to school?
First Adidas kicks.
You're driving us to school?
No, people bronze shoes. All the girls had Adidas sneakers. I bronzed them. Cadence too.
Hey, did I miss to school?
Yes, I'm driving you
Or
to
the
school.
bus?
No, I'm driving you to school.
Pajama day tomorrow, so I'm wearing this. I'm sleeping in it.
You're rocking the
I'm
state of
rolling out
Maine.
bed.
Rocking the state of Maine. Kaden, you wearing pajamas tomorrow? No. They're awfully quiet upstairs, huh?
Whatever her name is left.
Sue?
Yeah.
Janice is still here?
Janice. And she said, "Oh, I'm gonna be hungover tomorrow, so you probably have to drive her home." Did you say you were
Janice
driving
told
her
you
home?
she was going to be hungover tomorrow?
Yeah. No, she said it to Grandma and I heard it. Did you tell her you were gonna drive her home?
Mm-hmm.
How far away is she?
She over near Auntie Lori's.
So 10 minutes.
10, 15. Probably be back in an hour, half hour. All right, shut the door. I'm going to wrap up YouTube.
That means you're gonna have to get her tomorrow.
No, Grandma can get her tomorrow. Grandma can get her. Or Frank can drop her off to get her a car. It's bad enough she got me driving in the dark. I've had this zit, or whatever this little thing is. Some type of zit I've been picking at all day. But, just hang in there. Hang in there. Some of you it's going to be really bad, and others of you it's not. It's just, it is what it is, guys. It's unavoidable. Karma. Use your intuition. Do what's best for you at the end of the day. If something's being reciprocated or someone needs you, just don't fall prey. Just don't fall prey. I do put toothpaste once in a while. I haven't used toothpaste in a long time. And when I got this burn, people, and I asked, like I was looking up Silverdine and all that other stuff. People actually use it on their zits. I was like, damn. Like big zits. Because it's for like anything. Skin. But I'm like, yeah, no. That's a hard no. But, yeah, I've been picking at this one all day. All day. I just, you know, when you feel like there's something there, it's like a whitehead or something that can come out, but then it's like you make it bleed and there's nothing there, and then it's like all irritated. I was doing that all day. But now we have the mask, so nobody could see that I was fucking with it. But yeah, I'll put, if I have a bad set, toothpaste works for me. But alright. I'm gonna watch hoping to watch at least one episode of Game of Thrones before I gotta drive her home. So that's good. I'm only driving one home. Thought I was gonna drive two home. But the other one only lives a couple blocks away. I wonder if she walked. Yeah, Mia said she walked home. So I only have to drive one person home. Oh, she's got those back roads too that are a bitch. It's New England now, so it's the back roads where there's still ice all stuck to them everywhere. It's like, say it's like a real quiet road. You're trying to sleep, but somebody drives up the road, and all you hear is the crunching. It's those type of roads. It's alright. Pretty sure she wiped my ass when I was little, so it's the least I can do. It's half hard too. She lost her son a few years ago. Actually, longer than that. He was one of my best friends. We all grew up together. He died on Friday the 13th. 2007. I was pregnant with Caden. Thought I was going to go into early labor. It's still hard to look at his kids. They look so much like him. We all grew up together. One of my best friends, Lori. She's got Lori and Mitch. And Mitch passed. But we all grew up together. It was our camping days, everything. Every waking moment. We lived in Lawrence. We were on the first floor. They were on the second floor. They all lived in Vermont together. And then they all moved to Mass together. And then they all moved to New Hampshire together. Isn't that crazy? Jan remarried, though. But my dad still talks to, like, the first husband. Because they were friends first. That's how they met Janice. That's how my mom met Janice. Pretty crazy. Their friendship has lasted over 50 years. 40. 50. For my dad, 50. My mom's going to 40. A long time. Me and Lloyd grew up together. We used to eat sticks of butter in the middle of the night. We kind of went our own ways when we got older. I mean, we still talk here and there. Not as close as we used to be. She's my bestest friend in the whole wide world. Just kind of parted ways. Like, no hard feelings. I still shoot the shit and say hi. You know what I mean? It was really more on me for no particular reason. Well, reasons, but, like, not enough to say I'm on YouTube. It was not even a big deal. I still consider her one of my best friends. But, all my mom's friends all had kids. So every time we camped or did this or fished or hiked or hunted or, like, we didn't care if our parents were going night fishing. Like me, Lori, Mitch, Kim, a whole bunch of us would be back in the blazer just hanging out. When the sand fleas came out and the horse flies came out, it was time to go in the back of the blazer. Or the back of the cab. Whatever, we did it all. We used to just cracking beers. Not us, them. But, same thing. My kids had the same thing. Very blessed. They were able to grow up with all sorts of friends of my friends and their kids, you know, same way I did. Camping trips and just hanging out and dinners, and I love it. Wouldn't have had it any other way, you know. Damn. This reminiscing energy. All right, y'all. I love you. I was just supposed to come on real quick. 54. So much for real quick. Hope you guys have an awesome night. I guess the moral of the entire message is at the end of the day, do what's best for you. Honestly, you have to do what's best for you, whether it causes other people pain. You gotta be strong. You have to. It's only gonna last for so long. Happy winter solstice. That's a major shift too. Never mind what's happened astrologically. So, hang in there. Honestly, you can't go wrong if you do what's best for you at the end of the day. You can't. Yes, it's going to cause pain. It can cause you pain. It can cause other people pain. But in the long run, if you do what's best for you at the end of the day, I promise you, you cannot go wrong. You will not go wrong. You will get what you deserve in the end. There's going to be hardship in between, but it's only going to last for so long. Why stay in a year of karma, of heartache and confusion and manipulation and jealousy and game? Like, why do all that? Why? Got one life. It'll be short. So, start appreciating what you have. Love you guys. Love you guys. Have a great night.